In northern Israel, right along the country's border with Lebanon, panic broke out when they discovered what they thought was a Hezbollah terror tunnel. Well, it turns out to be something very different and a lot older. Israeli tour guide Yoav Rotem joins us now. So, Yoav, where is this, and why were people panicking so much?
Okay, so let's understand. Your question is correct in the way that let's understand where it is first. Where are we talking? So the Lebanese border with Israel is very interesting. It's going actually from the western side from the Mediterranean Sea. It goes up first of all east and then goes north to the northern point Metula. Right over here on what we call the western area, we have a town called Shlomi, which is located in between a mile to a zero point 0.1 of like very close to the fence with Lebanon. If people remember, in 2017 we have a bunch of tunnels that Hezbollah dug under the border into Israel. People used to hear digging and drilling under their homes, and this was fearful. While in 2017, the Israeli IDF had a huge operation exposing these tunnels, either pushing cement into them and eventually destroying them. During the war with Lebanon in last year, we exactly almost a year ago, we've had different kind of tunnels that Hezbollah was using, mostly to hide their combatants when they were equipping themselves to invade into Israel. But there's always this suspect between people. People kept on hearing different things that, especially in Shlomi, in the town of Shlomi that we describe over here, they were afraid of these tunnels coming underneath because don't forget, we're talking about hard rock, limestone, that it's not like in the Gaza area where there's sandstone, and people are afraid that terrorists may pop up, from underground, and the IDF, which is actually guarding the border, it's already behind them, and they're in a civilian population area.
You were just on the border with Lebanon a couple days ago, I believe, and so this isn't some sort of nightmare. Could happen once upon a time. I mean, the idea of Hezbollah digging tunnels under the border with Israel is happening. Well, not anymore, but has happened. There are real tunnels that have been found to accomplish this very thing.
Yeah, definitely. If when you visit the border, you really can see how inhabited the southern part of Lebanon, with many Shiite villages that many of them supporting of Hezbollah. A lot of the property belongs to Hezbollah, or Hezbollah just took over some of the houses, and who knows what they have under the house. It's not easy, to know. And this is the big fear that people has, especially after October 7th. We trust our army, and we are the army. But on the other hand, after what happened on October 7th, we always keep another worry to check to make sure that it's not happening, and maybe we can get to what was eventually found. And what was the fear? The fear was that there's another tunnel that has been found, like the rain and some collapsion of dirt opened the pit that brought a huge fear that we have a tunnel over here, right next to Shlomi, next to the border with Lebanon. And people
Yeah.
started to, I actually started to seeing it on the Telegram news. They found a tunnel coming into Shlomi. It was exposed.
So, what did it turn out to be?
After they tested it, they found out that we're talking about an old water cistern that was used for collecting water in ancient times. Something that whoever been to Israel knows that it's something very common in ancient communities throughout the years, from the Iron Age until even lately in the Ottoman time, when they didn't have pumps. They had to collect the rainwater to put plaster on the walls into a cave underneath the houses, and pull the water up when they needed to drink or to use the water. And this is an ancient one that of a community or something that was destroyed, covered, and part of it was covering the cistern, and the dirt and everything was moved by the rain, and there was a collapsion over there, and people saw that and got scared. But then it's very clear that it's a cistern, not a tunnel that was dug by Hezbollah.
Well, that's what's just so fascinating about your country, Yoav, is that you have these. I mean, there's not it unequivocally the place in the world where the most attention, media attention, is giving to what is happening right now, the geopolitics, the wars, the conflicts. I mean, everyone is absolutely obsessed with what is happening in your country. But what's really interesting is it's on top of thousands and thousands of years of history, right? You have these little things where they're correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure parts of the pool of Siloam were found because there was a pipe that burst, and that's a controversial subject because it's like who owns the land. It's just layer upon layer upon layer where you can't really understand it unless you go there. Because I live in Southern California, and when you dig here, it's just dirt. But everywhere you go, and every time that they do dig, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a law in the state of Israel that literally anytime you dig, the Israel Antiquity Authorities has to sign off on that. Is that a law?
Every time that you build something, you have to test the land. If there are any archaeological evidence, you need to I mean, the IAA, the Israel Antiquity Authority, has to come and test everything and before you start building. That's what actually happened in Magdala with the hotel they built over there. You're familiar with that, and many other places, almost everywhere, every road, every place that they built, they test it, they find everything, they take it to the museums if they want, and then they enable the people who owns the land or who have the right to build over there to build on top.
Fascinating. I mean, to have current events intersect with thousands year old structures. It's just a fascinating place. Yoav Rotem, I know it's extremely late in Israel. I appreciate you coming on, my friend. Toda rabah and God bless.
Thank you, Raj.